Hello, I'm Alen Kahvidic from Pošta Slovenia, and today, together with Luka Prudeško from Solzol company, we're going to present the Slovenia-Croatia pilot, which is named Green Logistics, Optimizing Postal Sustainability Across Borders. So, to give a little bit of context for our pilot, we're going to present the optimization problem that we are dealing with in this pilot. So we are trying to streamline the flow of shipments from the northeastern region of Slovenia, as it can be seen on the map, towards the metropolitan area of Zagreb. So we have a bunch of cargo owners in that region of Slovenia, which are generating more than a third of cross-border traffic towards Zagreb. And we are currently dealing with some inefficiencies due to the utilization of the transportation link that goes through the offices of exchange in Ljubljana and Zagreb. We also employ certain regional hubs, which are needed for consolidation and forwarding purposes. And mainly we are dealing with e-commerce parcels, which are more or less a majority part in the postal traffic nowadays. And the only modality that is employed in our use case is the road modality, even though we tried and explored other modalities in this pilot as well. The key actors in our pilot is Pošta Slovenia with its first mile and mid-mile processes. Locodils as a last mile partner in the Zagreb area. Solzol as a development partner who is taking care of the development of various tools that help us optimize the processes, and also Croatia Post, who offers support for the pilot development and also enables Locodils to perform pilot activities. So the expected outcome of our pilot is to increase transport efficiency. And by this, we mean that we optimize load factor and also reduce empty mileage. Our intention is also to decrease carbon intensity per 1 kilogram of parcel. And we are trying to achieve that by implementing optimization tools. And also we intend to connect previously disconnected logistics networks, cargo owners, providers of logistics services. One of our, let's say, expected outcomes is also lowering the cost of transportation in our operations. And also we are trying to provide a blueprint how to translate these solutions to other logistics scenarios across the European Union. All of this is trying to be achieved by utilizing the already existing infrastructure and resources. And with the help of newly developed tools, we are trying to achieve these gains. So the objective of the pilot is to connect the cargo owners in the northeastern part of Slovenia and to bypass the office of exchange in Ljubljana to enable a direct transportation link to Zagreb. We also, our objective was to utilize all the cargo space that was currently partially loaded. Also to enable data exchange frameworks and integration between various IT systems that currently enable us to run business operations. And we also had the goal to reduce costs and connected issues that were occurring during daily operations. And also it was our objective to offer more visibility and transparency on CO2, and we are aiming to reduce the CO2 emissions. And under this, we are looking at reduced fuel consumption and harmonization of the demand and supply dynamics. So concretely, key targets in our pilot are 25% reduction in CO2 emissions, 20% increase in load factor, and 30% reduction in transportation costs. All of these targets are planned to be achieved with the tools that I'm going to present right now. So in our pilot, we developed the logistics optimization planning tool, which takes care of first mile, mid mile, and also last mile routing. In order to offer transparency and visibility on CO2 emissions, we had to set up CO2 emissions calculation, reporting, and prediction services, which are aligned with GHG protocol and the GLEC framework. To streamline crowdsourcing last mile operations, we had to develop the Locodale's crowd shipping platform, and also consolidation efforts in regional hubs were supported by AI-based routing and consolidation algorithms. And in order to benchmark all the calculated emissions, we had measurement devices which were on board of the vehicles on the first mile, mid mile, and last mile. And through this benchmarking, we saw how accurate the GLEC calculations were actually. So in the next slides, Luca will present in more detail the solutions that were directly and indirectly developed within the pilot. So just before we jump to that, I'm going to also present the crowdsourcing tool. So the crowdsourcing tool had the technological maturity around 5. And our goal was to develop the solution to the maturity of level 8. So before the solution was established, the distribution of orders to delivery personnel was done on an Excel basis, mail, and phones, which made the whole system inefficient to some extent. We had considerable traffic in the capital of Croatia, that is Zagreb, while in other cities like Split and Rijeka, we had negligible traffic, so we decided to optimize the shipment flows in the capital of Croatia. We were able to deploy the administration tool, the crowdsourcing tool, which enabled us to easily distribute orders between different delivery personnel. And also we introduced the last mile optimization part, which then also provided routing instructions to different delivery personnel. So not only we were achieving gains in distribution of orders, but also in the routing of the shipments that were provided to the delivery personnel. So in the next slide, Luca will explain more about other tools.
During the project, we developed quite a lot of algorithms and solutions. The crowdsourcing tool, or the optimization for the crowdsourcing tool that Alan just mentioned, was one of them as well, and it will survive the end of the project as a commercial algorithm, so it will continue to be used. And similarly as the crowdsourcing tool, we did reuse and able to develop quite a few things that will survive the project, also the useful tools for Pošta Slovenia, Locodales, and also outside after the end. So in these pictures, there is an example of this. So we developed the solution that allows Slovenian Post to optimize the mail districts as well, which consists of a mobile app, desktop application, and AI algorithms for optimization and for micro-location learning. I'll explain this. So Alan, next slide, please. Can explain this in more detail. So the mobile application is used to guide the postman to on the micro locations where they deliver. It shows them the next delivery and some specifics about the delivery. but it's also used by the postal operators to measure the delivery. So they can at any time start measuring the delivery. The pop-up appears, so the couriers or the postmen are aware. And then we collect the GPS data while they are on the route. And this data is then used to learn automatically exactly where the door of the delivery is, or mailbox, for example, or the actual door, and also how long it takes. So for each house, when you type the address, it's not in the middle of the building anymore, but it's exactly where the delivery point is. And also we know that it takes 20 seconds or 10 seconds or 2 minutes, depends on the building. And this data is then used by the backend systems, the algorithms, to do much better optimization that could be achieved otherwise, because now the points are exact and also the delivery times are exact. On top of that, the mobile application allows as well the users, the postmen, to enter some additional data, like how many floors, whether they need a key, there's a ramp, dog, for example, fence, whatever it's affecting the delivery, basically. And then the operators in the office can then review this data, accept it or reject it, and use it as part of the future deliveries or future knowledge base of the delivery company in Slovenian Post in this case. Next slide, please. This was actually done during the project. We managed to push it to production as well. So just now, towards the end, we did the final measurements and the installations, and we see that in 2025, it actually saved Slovenian Post more than 10 million of euros per year, and the savings came from multiple sources. So it's not just the optimization or not just they did the less kilometers, but it also saved them more than 1,000 hours of planning work per year, because now it's the cycle, the planning cycle, and how they plan and what if analyzes and how they plan the operations. It's much easier now because it's half automated. So the planners can play with the tool, figure out what works, what not. They can check what happens if they add more vehicles, less vehicles, more working hours, less, and so on. So this saved them quite a lot of time. Then the actual time on the delivery, we save around 60 hours per postman, which is per year more than 12 full-time employees' time. The system also saved them more than 2.3 million kilometers of driving, and also more than 500 tons of CO2 per year. And this is on the scale of the whole Slovenia, which is around 2 million people. So if you would map this to Germany, for example, it would be already around 50 million. Or France, it would be around 70 million. So it just to get the idea of the scale of the system. Next one, please. Then there is additional thing that will survive the end of the project, which is the CO2 reporting tool and calculation. So this allows the Slovenian Post to see exactly how much CO2 they spent per package, and also per customer, for example. And then this helps them to onboard more ecology-aware customers, and also as internal measurement of how they are doing. So we believe that in future, not just the price will dictate the competitiveness of the delivery, but also the ecology. Alan can comment on this as well, but otherwise you can go to next slide.
Thanks, Luka. Yeah, this is regulatory and market pressure for us, and it's quite necessary for day-to-day operations in sales and marketing and ESG initiatives to have such a tool that we can be transparent about emissions to our business customers who are inquiring more and more about such information. And luckily, through Admiral, we were able to develop such a tool, and will definitely be part of the afterlife of the Admiral project. While in the pilot, we had the task to integrate pilot specifics into the marketplace, which was quite challenging, but not impossible. This is because the nature of postal business and dynamics demands that we are basically every day with our biggest business customers who generate, let's say, the majority of parcels. So daily, approximately, if we can imagine, we pick up 100 parcels at one location, and then we deliver almost to 100 different locations. So this means that this has to be somehow integrated into the marketplace. So a lot of integration would also be needed, and automation between the marketplace and also between the order systems of our business customers. And to some extent, the marketplace captures this dynamic, and it was successfully integrated into the ADMIRAL marketplace. But not only the business dynamics were included into the marketplace, the tools that we presented, the first mile optimization tool was successfully integrated into the marketplace, and we also expect that the last mile optimization tool will be integrated in there. CO2 forecasting and CO2 reporting are also part of the marketplace, and this is one of the unique selling points of the marketplace, and this is one of the reasons why this marketplace has an advantage towards other marketplaces that offer similar services. So all of the presentations and all of the efforts that were done in the pilot were kind of directed towards the goal of CO2 reduction. We had an ambitious goal to significantly the CO2 reduction between shipment flows between Slovenia and Croatia. We were able to do that by improve the load factor. So the cargo space was completely utilized for transportation purposes. We also implemented the cross-border corridor between the northeastern region and Zagreb. We also got the cargo owners on board. We said that some consolidation efforts would be needed in order to achieve the sustainability gains. And we waited for a couple of days that we could consolidate shipments from cargo owners in order to make the load factor as efficient as possible. All of this was measured against the GLIC framework and the GHG protocols. We also had the benchmarking with measurement devices on every leg between Slovenia and Croatia. And we also did the measurements in many time windows in order to get a representative pattern. So when we started, there was no common information system. We were doing things in a very rigid way. There were no links between logistics networks. We were maybe too responsive to the demands of the customer. So sending the trucks to each customer separately, not consolidating, not optimizing the pickups. So this led to a lot of inefficiencies, but we also had a lot of room for the improvement. We applied the tools that were presented, the logistics optimization tool in first mile, mid mile, and last mile processes. We established the connection between different systems, and we integrated them into the marketplace to some extent. We also established a direct cross-border corridor between Slovenia and Croatia, so we gained a lot of kilometers there as well. Transparency and visibility of emissions was also achieved through the CO2 reporting tool. To some extent, inefficient crowdsourcing activities were organized by the upgraded crowdsourcing tool. All of this led to benefits in the reduction of greenhouse gases, capacity utilization, and also cost efficiency. The majority of gains, which were significant, were shown in CO2 reduction and in load factor. And like we said at the beginning, we believe these systems can be translated to other logistics ecosystems across the European Union, not only to postal operators. This can be as well used for other regional networks of couriers, crowd shipping platforms, and also many companies right now are in the need of the carbon footprint measurement, and we believe this is going to be an integral part of our processes in the afterlife of the project. So thank you very much for your attention, and hopefully this was telling enough.